Hi everybody. So God bless you, and I'm just gonna get straight to it. So I'm making this video because I had a dream, another dream, and I feel like I need to share this dream, right? Because this dream has to do with the second coming of Jesus, and I know that the dream came from God. I don't need you know if you want to believe in this or not is up to you, but I feel like a responsibility to share this dream. um so I just had this dream like right now, less than an hour ago. I woke up and I had this very long, intense dream that had to do with the second coming of Jesus. So before I tell you the dream, I want to read a few verses from Matthew 24 because it has to do with this chapter of the Bible. So it says in Matthew 24, "Then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers. And many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. And many false prophets will appear and will deceive many people. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved." So in my dream, I was in a car. I was with somebody, maybe my brother, um, and I was a few cities away from the city where I live. And there was like a traffic jam of some sort, and so I was like on the road, right? But there was a traffic jam, and suddenly, the sky was already like dark. It was like cloudy. It was like around 5 or 6. Like the sun was about to set, and the moon was out. And suddenly, the skies, they turn red. They turn like really, like red, like bloody red. And at that moment, I knew this wasn't normal. Like I knew it was kind of apocalyptic. What was going on? It was so shocking that everybody just started rolling down the windows, opening the doors of the car just to look outside, to stare at the sky. Everybody was in shock because it was so red. The moon was red, the clouds were red, uh, the vibe was very, it was that of terror, and then suddenly, when people are starting to kind of freak out, like wondering what's going on, why is the sky like this, um this very few very bright flashes that come from the skies, kind of like lighting, like when you have your flash on your camera and you take a picture, or maybe like 5 or 10 pictures at the same time, and the flash just goes like this. That's exactly how it happened in the dream. The sky got lit with a very bright light that was flashing and making this thunder noise. And that's when people started to really freak out. That's when I started to freak out in the dream, and people just started running. People started abandoning the cars. They started getting out of the cars and just like running. And for some reason, like I got scared and I started to do the same. And like at this point in the dream, I was running, and at the same time I just knew that whatever was going on had to do with the second coming of Jesus. And suddenly there was this huge commotion, right? There was like a commotion because the earth was shaken. I don't know how I knew this, but in the dream at this moment there was something that happened. I don't know if it was an I don't know if it was a really big earthquake. I don't know if it was something that hit the earth. I don't know. But at this point in the dream, after the red sky and the bright flashes in the sky, there was something that shook the earth. The earth was shaken. And that's when chaos started to break out everywhere. People started to break into each other's houses. People were just like running for their lives, and so was I. And at this point of the dream, I just knew that I don't like. I just knew that Jesus was coming soon, and I was telling myself, "Oh, don't worry, because whatever this is, Jesus is not gonna let it bad enough for me to go through it. Like He's gonna come and pick us up." And I thought about going back to where I live in my city and go back and pick up food or clothing to take with me. But in the dream at that moment, something stopped me and told me not to go back to my house, not to go back to my house for nothing, to just run, to hide. And that reminded me of this verse in the Bible that's in Matthew 24, verse 17, that says, "A person out on the deck of a roof must not go down into the house to pack. A person in the field must not return even to get a coat." Now, this verse of the Bible is referring to the tribulation period, like after the Antichrist is already here, like I didn't see that in the dream. I didn't see the Antichrist, but I don't know, for some reason it felt like the dream that I had. Like in the dream, I didn't know if the rapture had happened or not, but I kinda knew I was going through tribulation of some kind. So yeah, in that at that moment, something in the dream told me and reminded me of that verse in the Bible, to not go back to my house, to not go back to pack up for clothes, to not go back for anything, to just run and hide. And that's what I did. I kept running. Everybody was like screaming, freaking out. So at one point I broke into somebody's house because I was scared. And also, out of nowhere, they were not police officers. There were these authorities on the streets that were just persecuting people. They were just chasing people. If they'll catch you, they'll beat you up. So I was really, really scared to be out on the streets, because everybody, I can't tell you it was only Christians people, but everybody that I saw on the street running for their life, they were being. So yeah, that's what I did. I started running, and I broke into somebody else's houses. And so there were these authorities in the streets that were not police officers, but they were chasing people, and if they grabbed you, they would beat you up. And they would, anybody that they could grab, they would just like beat you up. So that's why people were scared, not only because of what was going on the skies and whatever shook the earth, but also because all of a sudden there were these authorities on the streets that were just chasing people, and all you wanted to do was run and hide, and people just were just like breaking into houses. And I did the same thing. I broke into this guy's house, and I tried to like get food and stuff. And at one point, this guy comes out of this house where I was at, and I don't know if he was the owner, but he suddenly knew me. Like he knew who I was. He knew what I believed in. It was this very strong, dark skinned guy, and he was mad at me. As soon as he see me, he wasn't mad that I broke into his house. If that was his house, I'm not sure, but he was like, "Oh, I know what's in your heart. I know what you believe. I know that you believe in Jesus. I know you think that Jesus is coming for you, but that's a lie. You shouldn't be believing in these ideas that people have out there of a Christ. You should just do whatever you want, bro. Like, just do whatever you want, whatever these desires you have. Like, just do that. Do whatever you please. Don't regulate your life by what a Bible says." Basically, that's what he was saying. So he was, and for some reason at that moment he was very convincing. Like he was persuading me, and so I got scared, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna let this guy. I'm not gonna let him take advantage of the situation of the cows and make me stop believing in Jesus when Jesus is coming soon. So I tried to avoid him and to pass by him, but he was like blocking my way. So I started forcing with this with this person, figure, whoever he was. I started forcing with him, and eventually I got rid of him. I got out of the house, and when I got out of the house, it was just more of the same thing. I was just running for my life, trying not to get caught by these authorities. I couldn't go back to my house, to my city. It was kind of like whatever city you were on at that time, when the earth was shaking, that's basically you kind of got stuck in there, because everything was like the roads were blocked. You couldn't use the cars anymore. People were just like, like hiding underneath bridges, and like on the streets, like I don't know, like that's how the dream ended. I was just like on the street, wandering about, trying to stay safe, and hide from these authorities. And I lately I've been having a lot of dreams. I do get a lot of dreams, but I don't share all of them, because I don't feel like I need to share all of them. But when I have a dream like this, that it feels urgent, that it feels like a warning, that it feels like something that could be beneficial, not just to me, but like to the people in the church, I share it, because I know this dream came from God, and I know this dream is biblical. It has to do with Matthew 24 so much. I'm not saying that this is gonna happen this year, or that's gonna happen anytime soon. But when I have these type of dreams, they're so vivid, they're so intense, that I don't really know if I'm dreaming or if it is for real. That's something else. Like in the dream, at one point, like I got scared, because I was like, am I really living this? At one point, I told myself, is this for real? Like, am I really going through this? It was so, I was so perplexed, confused, scared, and I was just running for my life. But no matter what, in the dream, during that tribulation that I was going through, uh, the one thing that kept me going was the hope that Jesus was coming back for me. Like I knew Jesus was not gonna leave me in there forever. Like, so that's what kept me going. So yeah, that's all I have to say about my dream. And I shared it because I know it came from God. You know, um, so we have to be prepared, because we don't know when Jesus is coming back. But whatever happens, whatever's going on around us, doesn't matter the pandemic, doesn't matter the crisis. Like, as long as you put your hope in Jesus, you'll be fine. And I think that's what I that was like what I got away from the message, was like not to be scared, no matter what happens outside, no matter if the sky falls. As long as your hope is placed in Jesus, you'll be fine. All right, people, God bless you. Thank you for listening to my message. You can pray about this if you want. Ask God for confirmation, whatever you need. But I feel like I just did my part. I got a dream from God, and I shared it. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. God bless.